Hey guys, welcome to the Sophisticated Scoundrel. Tonight I am sipping on Tenjaku whiskey. It's a great whiskey to enjoy, especially after a long day of work and you want something to sip on in the evening. I'm doing that right now as a matter of fact. Today's topic is about how to focus in on a single topic so you can actually get really good at it. Because I get a lot of questions from guys asking me they're struggling with leveling up, either learning a skill or seeing results faster with whatever they're working on. Maybe they want to improve, communication skills or get better at dating or whatever it is, or even with their job, they want to rise in the ranks, but they can't seem to figure out how to do it more quickly. So the thing that I notice with people is that a lot of people dibble dabble in a lot of things. They have a very busy schedule and they simply attack so many different things at once that everything that they do kind of sucks ass. It's very half-assed. And the more you do this, you just become more disorganized. You have tidbits of information from this thing that you're working on. You have a little bit of information from this thing that you're working on. Everything is very thin, and you're not giving yourself the focus that is necessary to actually get good at that thing. So a good analogy of this is like eating, okay? If you have a meal, all these different dishes, and you just put a bite from each one into your mouth at the same time, you can't enjoy it. You don't know what the flavor is. It just becomes a total mishmash of flavors, and you can't really enjoy each of the individual dishes. So, if you consider your life as this meal, if you're doing all of the dishes at once, well, there's a reason why you're not progressing as fast or accomplishing things as quickly as you'd like to. It's because you're not focusing in on any one thing. Let me give you an example of the way I've done it most of my life. So I always seem to have certain specific goals that I want to knock out. And ever since I was a kid, I would become obsessed with that one thing. So when I was in junior high school, I became obsessed with learning Cantonese language because my dad's from Hong Kong and I didn't grow up speaking the language. And after visiting some relatives from Hong Kong and hanging out with them, and everybody was speaking Chinese except me, I felt left out. And I was like, man, I don't want to be the only one sitting around here who doesn't understand. So I decided at that moment, I'm going to learn this. So from that day forward, from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, nearly every single day, I would be working on Cantonese, on learning Cantonese in some way, shape, or form. And how would I do this? Well, I would watch movies. I would then watch the movies and record it onto my little cassette tape recorder. I would then take whatever I recorded and listen to it when I went to school, whether on the bus, passing through halls, coming home from school. And then when I got home from school, I would then use the one language textbook that I had and just go through it chapter after chapter over and over and over again. I would memorize grammar patterns, I'd memorize vocabulary, and I just watch more movies, and I listen to music. Anything that I could get my hands on, I was doing that pretty much from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. I had time for homework and other things too, but for the most part, I was obsessed with it. And for me, it was almost like an emotional compulsion to get really good at it. So if you're the type of person who gets like that, who gets obsessive, that's a great thing. Use that obsessiveness for something useful, like a language or a skill or something that you can actually do something with. The reason why this works so well is because you focus very deeply for a short amount of time. I mean, I did it for probably a year or 2 years. I can't quite remember, but it was very, very deep for a set amount of time. Now, this was a much more efficient way of doing it than, say, doing 5, 6, 7 different things at once and dibble dabbling every now and then. When you dedicate that many hours in a row, your brain just memorizes it so much more quickly and much more efficiently, and you will see growth happen so much faster than if you were just to dibble dabble here and there for a couple of years. So if you're somebody who tends to get caught up in all these different things and feels like you're not getting anywhere, I invite you to cut out everything except one thing. Now, I know this seems very difficult and you might have a million excuses, but I don't care. If you want to get good at one thing, then pick that one good thing that you want to get good at and cut out everything else in your life. Dedicate yourself to that one thing. Do it for 1 month and tell me how far you progress. I almost guarantee that if you were to do this in 30 days when you come back to me, you will be in a completely different place than when you first started out, and you will feel confident, you will feel knowledgeable, and you will feel like you actually made progress versus just hoping and dreaming for it. So that's my challenge to you with this video. You could be either getting in shape, it could be saving money, or it could be learning a new skill to develop if you want to create some sort of a side job, or it could be doing something at the job that you currently have so that you can rise in the ranks. Whatever it is, that's up to you, but I encourage you and invite you for the next 30 days to do that one thing morning, noon, and night. Become obsessed almost to the point of irritation. This is something that I forgot to mention earlier, but when I was learning Cantonese, I was annoying. I was obsessed with it to the point that I was annoying. I remember I'd be practicing at home in my room all the time. My sister, I'd be like talking to my sister, even though she didn't necessarily understand, and she'd be so irritated by me always talking Chinese and practicing this, that, and the other thing. I mean, it really got annoying for the people around me, but that is the level to which you have to dedicate yourself if you want to get good. I'm someone who's okay with being extreme. When I want to do something, I go in it very, very hardcore. So that's my challenge to you guys. If you have any questions or comments about this topic, feel free to do so in the comments below. If this is something that someone else that you know could benefit from, please share the video, please like the video. And if you want to get more personal one-on-one coaching with me, you can do so down in the link below. I've been working with a lot of men over the last several months. We've been making great progress, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's just something that's very beneficial. So if you want to give yourself something that really pays off in dividends in the long run, consider getting a coaching session with me. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.